So have you noticed that the world is more and more addicted to speed? You know, nowadays people expect to get their result, to get their success very quickly. And if they don't get it quickly, they're not interested. And this is, of course, especially true also for young people nowadays. The reason is probably very simple. One of the reasons is a long time ago, we lived in the agriculture society, you know, where both our parents are farmers. And as farmers, we understood that when we plant seed today, we're not going to get it today or next week or next month. When we plant seed today, we might have to wait for a few months or sometimes a few years before we get the result. And so, but nowadays, of course, we can double, treble, or quadruple our profit by buying and selling land, you know, and also by playing with the money market or the stock market. I believe this is one of the reasons that we tend to want everything quickly. A long time ago, we ride bicycle, you know, and I used the same bicycle for almost 10 years, and I don't need to change a new bicycle. But nowadays, you buy a mobile phone, by next year another model come in, and we don't feel good if all our friends have mobile phone and we don't. So we have to buy a new one also. And so this make us kind of addicted to this speed. If you ever go to bookstore, you know, I go to bookstore all the time because I love to read books. And in the bookstore, you notice books with title like Instant Success, Instant Millionaire, you know, instant everything. They want everything quickly. You can reduce your weight, you know, if you're too fat, you can reduce it within a few weeks. Not by doing exercise, by just taking pill. And I was surprised one day when I walked to the airport, you know, there is a bookstore there. And when looking there, there is a book titled, How to Become the Buddha in 5 Weeks. And that became the international bestseller. So when I wrote my book, you know, the Operasi book, I was very tempted to call it How to Become Successful in 5 Days. And I'm sure if I do that, I'll probably sell a lot more books. But then again, I'll probably be telling people lies, because success cannot be achieved that quickly. Success, like everything else of value, it takes a long time to grow. When children ask parents for something and parents don't give them immediately, sometimes they got angry, they start crying, you know, especially when they are little, you know, 3, 4, 5-year-old. So parents, in order to appease the children, always give them what they want. But parents fail to see that by doing this, they spoil the child. They make them unsuccessful in the future. Because when they grow up to become adult, they always want to get everything quickly. And if they don't get it quickly, they're not interested. And that caused a lot of failures. In 1969, Dr. Walter Mischel conducted a very important experiment. He brought 600 children at the age of 4, one by one, to a room. And in the room, there is a table, small table and small chair. And on top of the table, there is a plate of marshmallow. You know, marshmallow is the sweet that American children love. The experimenter told the children, look, I have to go out for a short time. Can you look after my marshmallow? And if I come back, it's still there, I will give you 2. So in the beginning, the children try so hard not to eat it, but the marshmallow smells so nice. And eventually, many of them start touching it, smelling it, and when nobody's looking, they pop it in the mouth. But a small group of children did not do that. They are the long-term thinker. They wait to get 2 instead of 1. So about 10 to 12 years later, they reviewed the same student. They found something very significant and something that every parents, every teachers, every caregiver must pay full attention to. These young people, now about 14, 15, 16-year-old, those who did not eat the marshmallow immediately when they were 4-year-old, they will, on the average, 30% higher performance in academically than the one that eat the marshmallow quickly. Not only that, but parents reported that the children that did not eat the marshmallow immediately, the long-term thinker, tend to have a better relationship with their brothers and sisters at home. They behave better at home, and they have behave better socially with their friends. And many of those who immediately eat the marshmallow when they were 4-year-old tend to have problem with the police. You see, short-term thinking is the cause of many of our crime right now, including corruption and child trafficking and women trafficking, caused because people cannot wait. They cannot work hard and get the profit they wanted now. So that's how they do it, you know, by doing crime. So what can we do? My advice to parents is you have to resist the temptation of giving your children everything that they want immediately. But we have to start it when the children is young, say 3-year-old, 4-year-old, when they ask you for something in the supermarket and at home. All you have to do is later okay with a smile. Later okay is different than no. Children don't like to hear the word no, and neither you and I. We don't like to hear the word no because it's final. But later okay means not no, but just later, a little bit more time. And so when they are 3-year-old, 4-year-old, later okay means maybe half an hour later. You know, when they are about 4, 5, 6-year-old, later okay maybe after dinner. Okay, you can have ice cream after dinner, but not now. And then when they're 7, 8, 9-year-old, later okay, next birthday, okay? Next birthday I will buy you this. Yeah? And so when your children get about to be teenagers, 17, 18 years old, when they want a new computer or a new phone and things like that, the same thing, you smile and said, later okay, it means when daddy have money or when mommy have money, right? And when we do that, since they were young, they realize that later okay is not no. They still will get it, they just have to wait. By doing that, you stretch the children's mind longer and longer. Remember, the difference between successful and unsuccessful people in this world is that successful people think long term, unsuccessful people think short term. So if we give children quickly whatever they want you give, you make them unsuccessful in the future. I know this is not easy, but there is one important point here. When you said later okay, you have to fulfill your promise. Don't say later okay and then you don't give it to them. And if you do that, that means you're just running away. And children are very clever. Very soon they figure it out that when you say later okay, that means no. Right? But if children understood that every time you say later okay, later you give it to them, then they feel comfortable with that. Right? I found this is the best way to help our children to think long term, to be successful in the future. So thank you very much.